Hello! Since the dawn of passenger aviation, thousands of airplane models have been produced, each with its own quirks and unusual features. Some even had square windows. But the largest passenger aircraft ever built is the wide-body Airbus A380, which took to the skies for the first time in 2005. This truly colossal machine, with a wingspan of 79.75 meters, is so massive that only a limited number of airports around the world can accommodate it. And in today's video, you'll discover its fascinating story. The Airbus A380 is a double-deck, wide-body airliner developed by Airbus in the mid-2000s. It holds the title of the largest passenger plane in the world, capable of carrying up to 853 passengers on a non-stop flight of up to 15,400 kilometers. The story of this giant began back in 1988, when a team of Airbus engineers started researching the concept of an ultra-high-capacity civil aircraft. The company's main strategic goal was clear: to finally challenge Boeing's long-standing dominance with its flagship model, the 747. For decades, the 747 had ruled the skies uncontested, and that didn't sit well with Airbus.
Still, the company wasn't in a hurry to build its own super jumbo. Development quietly continued throughout the 1990s, and in 1994, Airbus officially announced the A380 project. After exploring several radical design ideas, the engineers decided to take a more traditional approach, creating a conventional two-deck aircraft that would still far surpass the reigning Boeing 747-400 in efficiency. To test and certify the design, 5 prototypes were built. The first flight took place on April 27, 2005 in Toulouse, France, where the aircraft had been assembled. During testing, the A380 reached a top speed of 1,020 kilometers per hour. Hot weather and high-altitude trials were conducted in Ethiopia and Colombia, where airports sit nearly 2 kilometers above sea level, with plenty of heat and humidity to spare. Cold weather tests, on the other hand, took place mostly in Canada. For cabin and comfort system trials, the aircraft carried 474 Airbus employees across Europe, essentially serving as a flying testbed. By the end of 2006, the Super Jumbo received full certification from U.S. aviation authorities.
The main components of the A380 are manufactured across France, Germany, Spain, and the United Kingdom. Given the plane's enormous size, transporting its sections presented a major challenge. Traditional logistics simply wouldn't work. Airbus had to develop new transport methods and specialized equipment to move the parts by both sea and land. While the ferry routes were relatively straightforward, footage of gigantic fuselage sections being hauled through tiny French villages has since become an internet sensation. But innovation on such a massive scale didn't come easy. The A380 program faced numerous production headaches, the most infamous being the wiring issue. With 40,000 connectors, 98,000 individual cables, and a total length of about 330 kilometers, engineers had to completely rethink the electrical layout in several parts of the aircraft. The root cause? Different versions of the design software were being used in various facilities, a small oversight that led to huge delays and losses. In the end, the project's development costs reached 12 billion euros, a staggering sum even by aerospace standards. Deliveries finally began in 2007, when the very first Airbus A380 was handed over to Singapore Airlines. And now, let's take a closer look at what this aircraft is made of from a technical point of view. The Airbus A380-800 features a dual-deck fuselage designed to accommodate passenger seating on 2 full levels. The decks are connected by staircases located at the front and rear of the cabin. The engineers managed to make the stairways wide enough so that passengers can comfortably pass each other, a small but important detail for a plane of this size. The fuselage, stretching 73 meters in length, makes extensive use of carbon fiber composites to reduce overall weight. The tail section is made entirely from composite materials and supports both the horizontal and vertical stabilizers. Inside this section is a service compartment that houses an auxiliary power unit, APU,
a small gas turbine engine that provides electrical power when the main engines are off. At the front of the fuselage is the cockpit, designed for 2 pilots. The flight deck is heavily unified with those of other Airbus aircraft, allowing for easier pilot training and transition between models. The A380 uses a glass cockpit concept, featuring 8 large liquid crystal displays that provide all critical flight information. In addition to the main screens, each pilot has dedicated side consoles equipped with built-in computers. There's also a fold-out tray table with a keyboard right in front of them, a feature more reminiscent of a workstation than a traditional cockpit. Between the pilot's seats are the primary flight controls, including 4 engine thrust levers used to manage the power settings of the massive turbofan engines. The A380 can be equipped with engines from 2 different manufacturers, either the Rolls-Royce Trent 900 or the Engine Alliance GP7000. Thanks to cutting-edge engineering, the aircraft's noise levels were dramatically reduced compared to the Boeing 747. One of the most interesting design choices of the A380's power plant system is that only 2 of its 4 engines, the ones closest to the fuselage, are equipped with thrust reversers. The aircraft's wings are so aerodynamically efficient that it can land at relatively low speeds, and by removing the reversers from the outer engines, Airbus managed to save weight without compromising performance or safety. In terms of materials, the A380 follows the classic modern airliner formula, being built primarily from aluminum alloys. Composites account for around 20% of the structure, not as advanced in material innovation as the later Boeing 787 or Airbus A350. But what it lacks in materials science, it more than makes up for in passenger comfort. Inside, the noise level is about 50% lower than that of the Boeing 747, creating a remarkably quiet cabin environment. Moreover, the A380 maintains a higher cabin pressure at cruising altitude, equivalent to being at 1,500 meters above sea level, compared to about 2,700 meters in the 747. These 2 factors together make long flights far less tiring, offering passengers one of the most comfortable air travel experiences ever created. The A380's cabin area is about 50% larger than that of the Boeing 747, with a width of 5.8 meters on the upper deck and 6.5 meters on the main deck. The aircraft allows for remarkable flexibility in passenger layout, from 3 luxurious 12-meter first-class suites to as many as 11 seats per row in an all-economy configuration. In total, both decks combined can seat up to 853 passengers in a full economy setup, though no airline has ever actually used such a dense layout. The standard configuration for most A380s is 3 classes with around 525 seats, though the exact number varies slightly depending on the airline. The enormous interior spaces also gave airlines the freedom to add amenities never before seen on commercial aircraft. Depending on the operator's imagination, the A380 may include lounges, cocktail bars, or even onboard duty-free shops, turning long-haul travel into something closer to a flying hotel. First-class cabins are located at the front of the lower deck and typically include 14 seats, 4 single suites along the windows, and 6 paired in the center aisle. Each seat can fully recline into a flat bed, allowing passengers to rest comfortably during long intercontinental flights. At both the front and rear of the first-class section, there are lavatories and small galley areas. Some airlines even went a step further and equipped their A380s with in-flight showers, though this feature isn't available on every aircraft.
The business class cabin is located just behind first class, featuring 8 spacious rows with generous legroom and privacy. The seats are designed to fully recline into flat beds, ensuring maximum comfort on long flights. In total, the business class section includes 20 rows, accommodating 76 passengers. Both the front and rear of the cabin are equipped with compact galleys and lavatories, while a bar area is conveniently situated near the first emergency exit. A second emergency exit is positioned closer to the tail of the A380. The economy class seats each come with a personal entertainment screen built into the backrest. The economy section also includes 2 galleys and 3 lavatories, ensuring passengers have easy access to basic amenities throughout the flight. In the event of an emergency, economy-class passengers can evacuate the aircraft through 10 emergency exits. Some A380 configurations even extend the economy section onto the upper deck, allowing the aircraft to reach its record-breaking maximum capacity of 853 passengers. The landing gear system of the Airbus A380 uses a hybrid actuation mechanism, combining dual redundant hydraulic systems with backup electric drives. This dual setup provides extra reliability and safety for one of the most complex landing gear assemblies ever built for a passenger aircraft.
The electric actuators on the A380 work in tandem with the hydraulic systems to control the landing gear. This setup provides 4 fully independent control systems, significantly increasing operational safety and reducing the risk of critical failures. The gear bays are sealed with composite doors made from a single-piece monolithic structure, ensuring both strength and weight efficiency. The A380 was produced in several variants, each with its own unique features. The main versions are the A380-800, A380-842, A380-861, and A380-862, differing primarily in the types of engines installed, which affect fuel efficiency and flight performance characteristics. One of the standout qualities of the A380 is its exceptionally efficient cabin climate control system. The aircraft is divided into 16 separate temperature zones, allowing for a precise adjustment throughout the cabin and ensuring optimal comfort for all passengers, regardless of where they're seated. Over time, Airbus also introduced other A380 versions that included further refinements and technical improvements, continuing to evolve what remains one of the most ambitious engineering projects in aviation history.
The A380-800F was conceived as the freighter version of the aircraft. From the very beginning of the project, Airbus had been taking orders for it, intending to launch the cargo model alongside the passenger version. With a payload capacity of 150 tons, it would have ranked second only to the legendary Antonov AN-225 Miria. However, due to delays and complications with the rollout of the passenger variant, the freighter's production was postponed indefinitely, and eventually, all orders for it were canceled. The A380-900 was designed as an enhanced, stretched version of the A380. It was to be 7 meters longer, with a maximum takeoff weight of 590 tons and a range of up to 14,200 kilometers. Depending on the configuration, the A380-900 could carry 963 passengers in an all-economy layout or 656 passengers in a typical multi-class setup. The A380-1000 represented the final and most ambitious concept, featuring an extended fuselage reaching 87 meters in length and a passenger capacity of up to 757 in a 3-class configuration, or 1,073 in all-economy mode. Its entry into service was initially projected for 2025. In some cases, base A380 versions purchased for private or VIP use were customized to meet individual preferences, often featuring unique cabin layouts or upgraded technical systems. These personalized aircraft were produced as one-off builds, rather than being part of any serial production line.
The Airbus A380 is most commonly operated by airlines in the United Arab Emirates, Singapore, and Germany. One particularly famous A380 was custom-built for Saudi Prince Al-Walid bin Talal Al Saud at a staggering cost of 488 million euros, essentially a flying palace. Some airlines have also taken creative liberty with the A380's livery designs, opting for bright, playful paint schemes rarely seen on commercial jets. And indeed, these custom designs make the giant aircraft look both unusual and incredibly striking. Among all large airliners, the A380 is also one of the most fuel-efficient, burning only 3 liters of fuel per passenger per 100 kilometers, an impressive feat for a plane of its size. And beyond efficiency, it's also one of the safest aircraft ever built. Since entering service in 2005, there have been around 380 recorded incidents, yet not a single one has resulted in the loss of passengers or crew. So the A380 isn't just the world's largest passenger plane, it's also among the safest.
However, as impressive as this giant is, in 2020, Airbus announced that it would temporarily halt production of the A380 series due to declining demand. The aircraft was originally envisioned as a high-capacity workhorse, capable of transporting huge numbers of people in a single flight. But many airlines instead began marketing it as a luxury airliner, dividing the cabin into 3 lavish classes. That said, the official explanation might not tell the whole story, and the real reasons behind the A380's production pause could be more complex than they appear. Emirates remains the largest operator of the A380, the biggest mass-produced passenger aircraft in the world, with a fleet of over 100 of these giant airliners. In February 2019, however, Emirates reduced its total A380 order from 162 aircraft to 123. Instead, the airline signed a new agreement for smaller, more efficient models, including 30 Airbus A350-900s and 40 A330-900s. This decision had a devastating effect on the entire A380 program. With Emirates being its primary customer, the reduced order meant the project was no longer commercially viable. Shortly afterward, Airbus announced that it would end A380 production, delivering the final aircraft, the 251st unit, in 2021. And that's where the story of this aviation giant comes to a close, at least for now. If you'd love to take a flight on this legendary aircraft someday, give this video a thumbs up, share your thoughts in the comments, and see you soon.